Hey guys, it's Michael Miller and I am going to be sharing with you guys today my nursing story and how I dropped out and why I dropped out of pharmacy school. Alright, so let's get into the video. Okay, it all started in a little town called... No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, y'all. No, but seriously, I graduated from high school, of course, and decided I wanted to go to school out of state because I wanted to be independent, wanted to live on my own and just meet new people, be in a new environment, blah, blah, blah. So I decided that I wanted to go to USC, not California, Columbia, South Carolina. So went to USC, majored in biology, but I wanted to be in a profession that had to do with healthcare. So I was deciding on if I wanted to do med school, pharmacy, but I had put pharmacy down, the pre-pharmacy track, because I feel like a lot of that decision was influenced by my mom. And I'm not saying she forced anything on me or anything, but all I'm saying is that, you know, she talked about pharmacy, how she wanted to pursue it, and just talked about how amazing it was. And so I kind of like went with that and decided that I wanted to do pharmacy. A good part of that decision had to do with the mixture of my mom, had to do with the fact that I loved chemistry and science and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I decided that I wanted to do the pre-pharmacy track at USC. So I completed my 3 years, because to get into pharmacy school, you have to do 3 years or get all your prereqs done and then take the PCAT, which is also like the entrance exam into pharmacy school. So did all that stuff, got into pharmacy school at this private college in South Carolina, and I was like ecstatic, y'all. I was like, what? When I'm turned 24, I'll be a pharmacist, I'll have my life set, be making like 90K at least, and I'm gonna be good. So I was super excited because it was a professional program and I was finally getting my career started. So moved to the school, got an apartment, got even adjusted to the school, met some new people, learned the area, but throughout the program, something just didn't feel right. Something didn't feel right because my heart wasn't all the way in it. I wasn't passionate about it. Of course, like nobody is really super excited about studying and going to school, but like I just didn't have the motivation or drive. Got through the semester and there was one class that tripped me up. It was pharmaceutical calculations. But the crazy thing is that I'm amazing at math. I've always been amazing at math. Like all my math classes I've gotten A's in. And I was just having such a hard time with this class. So it was really tripping me up. So I think I went through the semester with like a low B or like a high C in that class. And on the final, when you take the final, you're supposed to get a 90% or above. So you had to pass with an A on the final. No matter if you had straight A's the whole semester or not, you had to get an A on the final. Okay, so I'm about to take the final exam and I'm like so nervous because you have to pass with at least a 90 to pass the class. Took the final, got like a low B, and I was just like, dang, what the heck? I'm not gonna pass this class. But they gave us another chance to take the exam, and I think I got like an 85 the second time around. And I was devastated. So I was just like, dang, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to retake this class. But no, they gave us one more time to take this freaking exam, and I got like an 88 the third time. 2 points away from a 90, and I would have passed the class. So, of course, I'm just thinking, dang, I'm gonna have to retake this class. I'll just take it over the summer, I'll be good, and, you know, I'll just continue on with the program. No, that is not how it went down. They told me that they weren't offering the class over the summer, so I had to sit out for like a whole semester in order to take the class again. So that meant that I had to be with a whole different class of people and graduate a little bit later. And I was just really devastated because, of course you go into a program with plans of knowing that you're going to graduate at the time that you originally planned to. So I'm devastated. They tell me I have to go through this process where I have to turn my laptop in, because in the program, when you start the program, they give you a laptop. So I turned my laptop in. It was so dramatic. I had to sign this document to withdraw from the program. And I was just super embarrassed because I knew people were gonna know that something wasn't right and that I just randomly left the program. So I'm just thinking, man, I'm really gonna have to sit out and people are gonna notice that I'm gone and that I didn't pass. So my pride was in the way, and the school reached out to me and they told me that I had to write a petition of why they should keep me in the program. And as long as, I had valid reasons and had a good plan set up, that I was fine to continue the program later on. So they give you a deadline of when to send this letter. I think they gave me like a month or a month and a half, I don't remember. But during this time, I just kept putting the letter off. Like I just kept holding it off. I do procrastinate a lot as a person, but when it comes to serious stuff like that, I don't hold stuff off. And I'm just trying to figure out, why do I not care that much? And so, I spoke on the phone with my now girlfriend. At the time, she was my best friend, about how devastated I was, how embarrassed I was, and how I didn't know what to do. And she was just like, Michael, why do you love pharmacy? Why do you want to be a pharmacist? And I was like, the money's good. I'll be done in 4 years. It's healthcare. And that's kind of where it stopped when I was explaining it to her. And she was like, you don't seem like you're really passionate about it. Why in your heart do you want to be one? And I really couldn't give her an answer. And at that moment, I was just like, wow, this isn't for me. But part of me was just like, well, I wouldn't have came this far if I didn't love it so much. And I wouldn't have gotten to this program if it wasn't meant to be. But I kept reflecting and it just didn't feel right. So I had to make one of the hardest decisions, I would say, in my academic career. I did end up writing that letter. And right when the deadline passed, I automatically was like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? I regret this. I'm gonna regret this. I should have continued the program. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And so that deadline passed and I was just like, this is it. I'm never gonna get into a professional program again. That was my only chance. I'm not as smart as I think I am. I really doubted myself at that moment. But once a day or two passed, I felt relief. And I was just like, why am I feeling this relief? And that was confirmation right there that pharmacy was not for me. And so I decided that I wanted to go back to school to finish my biology degree. Because when I got into pharmacy school, you don't have to have a degree prior to going to pharmacy school. You just have to get your prereqs done. And so my prereqs all matched up with biology because my major was biology before. So I decided to go back home and start taking summer classes to finish up my degree back in Atlanta. And I remember during this time, I had told my parents about what had happened and that I didn't want to go back to pharmacy school. I was so nervous, y'all, because I thought my mom was gonna be really upset because, you have that, there's that whole dynamic of you feel like your parents want you to do certain things. And so I felt like she wanted me to do pharmacy. And so I was really nervous to tell them. I remember going in the room I have something to tell you guys. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm gonna tell you. I was like, wait guys, first off, I'm not pregnant. First off, I'm not. And everybody, they were just like, okay, what is it? So I told them, and they were honestly very, very supportive, and I'm so thankful for that. And I'm very, very thankful for my girlfriend, or best friend at the time, talking to her, because without talking to her, I wouldn't have felt comfortable with leaving the program. And a good part of that conversation was her telling me that I'm good enough for anything. Whatever I want to do, I'm going to succeed in, because the passion is there and the love is there. And so I'm very, very appreciative of that conversation with her, and her just motivating me at that period of time, because I was really at one of my lowest points. So finished up my classes for all my courses to finish my biology degree. And at the time, I'm looking for different careers, and I'm like, do I want to do PA? And I was really convinced that I did want to do PA, because it was kind of like a doctor, but not really. And I just remember looking at the requirements, and I was like, I don't have any hours. That's going to take forever to complete. But there's also a lot of other aspects about PA that I didn't really care for. And so my girlfriend, she was just like, have you thought about nursing? And I was like, no, I don't want to be a nurse. And I don't know why. I guess it was just like the stereotypes that I heard about nurses at the time, and just me feeling like I feel like they didn't hold a high enough position in my head because of my whole mindset of pharmacy. I don't know why, but my whole mindset has changed about that now. But I really didn't think about nursing, and I was just like, no. And she was like, why not? And I was like, well, really couldn't give her an answer again. So I started researching nursing, and I'm like, okay, 3 days a week, I could do that. All right. But I realized that all of my beliefs and all of my values that I wanted in a profession matched up with nursing, because I wanted to do something that was more holistic. And that's what I love about nursing, because you can do nutrition, you can focus on just different types of therapies that didn't have to just always involve medication. And that's what I loved about it. And so I love that about nursing. I love the fact that I would have a life outside of nursing and outside of my job, because I still had those extra 4 days to live. I also love the fact that there was different areas that you can go into. It wasn't hard to switch a specialty. I love the fact that you could travel, because at the time I really wanted to start traveling more. And pretty much everything, the patient-centered care, just direct care, and I felt like I didn't have that in pharmacy. So all of those things were just a big win. And so the more research I started to do on nursing, the more I started to gain a passion for it and loved it. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing nursing. So I started applying to nursing schools, blah, 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 and finally graduated. And during, I guess, the week of graduation, I had gotten an acceptance letter into a school. So I started applying to nursing schools about 7 months before graduation for my biology degree. And I realized that my options were super limited, because all I wanted to do was ABSN tracked nursing programs, because I was about to graduate and have a degree. But I still also applied to maybe 2 regular BSN programs. So I hear back from one school, I think it was maybe 3 months before graduation. And I'm like, okay, cool. Got accepted, super excited. I'm like, all right, I'm already in a program, I'm set. I also heard from my current school now that I'm going to, which is Emory, and I was waitlisted. So time passes by, and I go to the school that I first got accepted into, take a tour, get to know some people, met some professors, figured out the course track and all that stuff. even did my uniform fitting and filled out paperwork. I think I said that already, but I was set to go into this college because I got accepted and I wanted to get everything rolling. I even talked to my mom about apartments. We were looking for apartments, and I actually picked out an apartment and everything. The funny thing is that 2 days after I bought my uniform, all that stuff, I get a call from my current school now, Emory. Sorry, y'all. But I get a call from my current school now, and they're like, "Congratulations, Michael, you have got accepted into Emory's nursing or ABSN nursing program." And I was like, what? I'm like freaking out. I'm jumping up and down. I'm telling my parents, they're super excited. Like literally right after my mom got like a Emory bumper sticker to go on her car and everything. It was so funny. But I was super, super excited because this was one of the top schools, or this is one of the top nursing schools in the country. And I really doubted myself throughout this whole process because of my previous experience of having to leave a professional program. And so I was just super excited, visited the school and all that stuff. But then I had to call the previous school I got accepted into and tell them that I didn't want to go any further with the process. And let me get something straight. It doesn't matter if you go to the top nursing school in the country. As long as you go to nursing school and get your degree, that's all that matters. As long as you have that license, that's all that matters. But I feel like this meant something to me because I had failed in a prior professional program. So it meant a lot more to me because I guess of the reputation of the school that I go to now, and I guess how high of a ranking it is right now. So no, it doesn't matter what school you go to, as long as you go to a nursing school and you complete it. That's all that matters. But I just remember being super, super excited, and at that moment I just realized, you know, you can do anything that you put your mind to. And as long as you have the passion there, like my girlfriend said and mentioned and talked to me before, and as long as you have that motivation and that drive, you will make it happen. And sometimes you might even have to fail in that process. All right, guys, that is my nursing journey. I hope that has inspired you, or at least shown you that it is okay to leave a major and start a new one. It is okay to leave a career and start a new one. It's never too late, but I feel like you should always focus on your passion, because you do not want to be stuck doing something that you hate and that you, I don't want to say hate, don't like, or don't enjoy doing for the rest of your life. And I feel like I have placed so much emphasis on time, because I feel like I spent so much time working towards getting into pharmacy school and even completing a semester of pharmacy school. But that time doesn't matter, because if you end up doing something that you love at the end of the day, that's all that matters, because your happiness is there and your love is there. And you're able to shine your light in whatever area you want to be in because you're so passionate about it. But yeah, I hope you guys have been inspired by this story. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you like the content. I will be making another video in the next few days, and I will see you guys next time.